Hi, it's good to see you guys again. Welcome back. Welcome to another reading. So, announcements. Let's see. A quick run through of the way this read is going to go. We're gonna shuffle and pull your tarot here to start. Then we'll change the camera angle after that, and we'll get some clarifiers and talk about your cards a bit more. So the first part will be channeled just as we pull these, and then we'll go from there. If you know, there'll be an extended reading. The link to that will be in the description box. Don't forget to check out the Way Out podcast. Different subject matter. That one's mainly about life experience, and it's a bit more conversational. What else do I have for you? In terms of my intention for these readings, that's something I've been speaking to in the last couple videos, and I'd like to keep that same energy. What we'll be asking for is information on what needs to come out, what you need to know, good or bad. You know, we'll celebrate the good, and we'll talk about the subjectively bad, right? But we do so that we can gain insight and figure out how we can work with the energy, because we are all about growth and development over here. And what good is having all this stuff come out if we don't do anything with the information, and if we don't talk about it. But that is my spiel. I will get off my soapbox now and get into the read. Also, guys, if anything in this video not just resonates with you but also helps you, I encourage you to give the video a like. It's a quick, easy, and free way to give this video a signal boost so that others can find it. I have gotten comments in the past, and oh, by the way, if you're someone who's been subscribed to me for a while, you may have noticed that the older videos have been cleared. I just feel the need to do an energy clearing. So some of you may be, I don't know, maybe you're in you have a similar mindset. It doesn't have to, you don't necessarily have to be in that same mindset, but it's not like that was a download or anything. But that's something that I felt the need to do, you know, just to kind of clear the energy, to clear the space. So all of them are still available, and I know, at least for me, you know, there are some videos that I come across on YouTube that I really like, and then if they go away, I lose access to them. So my email is on the about page. If there was a reading that meant a lot to you and you maybe want to refer back to it, just shoot me an email, and I'll send you the direct link so that you can watch it. I didn't delete anything. They're all still there. But yeah, liking the video is a great way to give it a signal boost so that it finds someone else and that it helps them. I'll put a timestamp because I know I've been just talking. I kind of want to light that candle. Okay. So, Taurus, there is, I don't know if you'd call it an adage or if you'd call it a saying, or one that I'm remembering from my childhood, but it's, I think it was my grandfather who used to say that sometimes you have to turn your hand and make fashion. And essentially what it means is, what the Magician card represents is you make the most out of a situation. It's the proverbial lemonade that you make out of lemons. It's what you can create with what you are given. That adage in and of itself really speaks to resourcefulness and really speaks to creativity. So quite a few of you right now could find yourselves in situations where you're having to make something out of nothing. And I know that that's something that you're very good at, because you have a knack for seeing the value in things, for seeing the potential in them, for seeing what they can become, right? And sometimes you can't, and that's okay, right? Because you can't always see the diamond that will be formed from the lump of coal. And just as I said that you guys have a knack for doing this, it just I was just immediately reminded of the other side of that. So I really can't shake the feeling now that maybe someone's potential has been overlooked. Maybe what someone is capable of or can do has been overlooked or has gone under the radar for a very long time. There is an air of deception here as well, maybe almost feeling like you've been had, like you've been fooled. But that's just one card, and I know I kind of milked that one a lot and just kind of told you everything that it could be without really getting more context. So let's get that context now and see what else is here. Someone could be coming up out of the woodwork. I think that you're finally realizing how manipulative someone can be. They take no days off. Some of the most dangerous people are the ones who can do wrong, who can wrong someone, who can flip that switch and be easy or evil at the drop of a dime. It's sad. It's sad how many people are given the choice, they're given the option to. It's shocking how many people who, if they are given the choice, or if they are given a choice, they choose the path of the destroyer rather than to walk with God. There's something here about being happy or being content with what you have. Overcoming greed, overcoming materialism, overcoming the temptation to be petty, the temptation to be childish. Speaking of children, it's like, let's be bigger than that. I feel like the cons in your life are being exposed. I feel like you're calling them out. No rest for the wicked, eh? There are some things that is coming back, or that are coming back to haunt someone here. It's like Scrooge, you know, if you've ever seen A Christmas Carol, he gets visited by those three ghosts, and it's it's like the ghosts of Christmas past, the ghosts of the present, and the future, and he's shown visions of his life, if I'm remembering it correctly. And he changes his life because of the hypotheticals that he is exposed to. Hold on. Hi, here are your cards. Let's go ahead and we're gonna start with 2 clarifiers from the Angel Tarot. Let's get those pulled really quick. Two of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, chest is feeling heavy, it's feeling tight. Bottom of the deck, we have Capricorn. Now, we are going to talk about these first before we just get into the nitty gritty, because it has letters, words, phrases, signs, months, and I think this will really put things in perspective for you if your intuition hasn't already clued you in on whether or not this reading is one that is for you, if it's one that you're meant to find. So let's just go through each of these really quick, and then we'll talk about what we have here. So either you or someone else, their name could begin with an S, a T, or a U. Interestingly enough, just got this in the Aries read as well. You could be dealing with an Aries. We have the Aries card right there, so there may be something in the Aries read for you. Might be worth a watch, if not just for the specific things that play out, but just the themes that were covered in that read may be relevant to what you are dealing with / coming up against around this time. And they do say that each sign is a reaction to the sign that comes before it, and Aries comes before Taurus, so you are related in some way. This read could be about someone who you're related to. So the letters S, T, and U, green eyes, blue eyes. How do you do the things that you do? Hazel eyes. There's a lot of people, a lot of cooks in the kitchen. Aries, we definitely said that. Business, sexual attention. No one compares to you. The month of February, you're just too good to be true. It was in reverse. So perhaps it's, the meaning here is the opposite, right? Just can't believe how wrong someone is being or how bad someone is. Gaslighting, petty, Virgo, haters, yeah, could definitely be something in the Aries read for you. And lastly, we got isolation. So let's talk about what's here. Now, and we're just gonna start at the top up here with the Magician card. Yes, there could be a kind of restlessness to your energy right now. The need, you might feel as though there's something that you need to do to regain control of a situation, that there are steps that need to be taken, that someone must grab their life by the horns and make the best out of a situation. So that energy is certainly here. There's a lot of anxiety or a lot of anxiousness surrounding it, and I do believe that that feeling is coming to an end one way or another, for better or for worse. The Queen of Swords is heralding that end, right? It's about the transition, taking a more playful approach to life. There's an understanding here of what is not working, perhaps what the root of the anxiety is. Perhaps there's a solid understanding of what needs to be changed, what needs to be better. And the will is here, full card, to bring about that change. Also, there is a sense here that there is some kind of plot or scheme or some kind of methodology that is, it only breeds problems. There's something about it that's fundamentally flawed. So when we get to talking about a transition into an energy of where we're only practicing, we're only participating in deals that are above the table. I don't know why I'm being told to say it like that, or you know, only doing things the right way. Uh, that's what the Queen of Swords embodies, and this tells me that someone is making a change here for the better. They've seen and they understand the errors in their ways, the error of their ways, and they're willing to make that change in their lives. Come hell or high water, that change come hell or high water, that change does take place. And here it looks like there may be a lot of resistance when it comes to that. There's someone here that's fighting off the eyes of other people, that's fighting off the prying eyes, that's fighting off the influence of other people in favor of their own, in an effort to maintain their position, and this is being done to their own detriment. That almost seems to be the opposite of what needs to happen here. Vulnerability needs to happen here. There are some chickens that have come home to roost. You know your situation better than I do, and I'm not here to judge you, and I don't know where you or the people that you're dealing with fall into this particular story. But what the cards are saying, at least, is that you should be really sure about what you want to fight against. Be really sure about the hills that you choose to die on. And if you're not familiar with that phrase, the hill you choose to die on is the cause that you would go to war for. It's the pursuit that you are willing to, it's the pursuit, it's the perspective, it's the mentality that you are willing to defend to the death. Is it right? Is it ethically sound? If it is, then you don't have to worry about it. And this Five of Pentacles feeling of solitude is one that you're going to have to put up with. You can be okay in that energy if what you're keeping at bay, if what you're blocking out is something that's not good for you. But if what you're trying to defend here, if that position that you are so adamant about is one in which you know you are wrong for taking that position, or if you know that you've been trying to rationalize it because there's something about the aesthetic, there's something about your way of thinking that that appeals to you, then this Five of Pentacles is the feeling of isolation and abandonment that will come about when those who feel differently have left you. There is a very important choice to be made here, and I don't think it's one that you've been dodging, because you have been making decisions, Taurus. Who you are today and where you are in your life is a culmination of the decisions that you've made up until this point. I heard something the other night that goes, you're born looking like your parents, and you die looking like the decisions that you've made. So decisions have been made here routinely, small and large, over a period of time, and it looks like there are more to be made here still. And each of those choices that you make will speak volumes about your character, will speak volumes. It'll say more about who you are and about what you care about than what your than your words will. And I don't know how useful your words are going to be if you choose poorly. If this sounds like a warning, then it is one. I do want to direct your attention to this oracle down here that came out. This looks like Mercury in Leo, drama. And you know, where do you fall into all of this? This is Mercury in Leo energy, so someone is very slick at the mouth, or they're very quick to communicate from an emotional place. There isn't a lot of thought that's being put into it. It's all passion. It's argumentative. So there's a shouting match, and it has everything to do with the difference between right and wrong. Someone knows better, but they didn't choose better, or they're not choosing better. And it's for those reasons that peace is scarce, like good gold. So yes, it does look like things are falling apart, and it looks like there isn't much choice here but to surrender, but to submit to a power that is greater than their own. There is a God complex here. Someone who feels as though they are above the law, that they are above reproach, that they are above criticism. And if that's what you think, then your decisions are the consequences of your decisions are going to catch up with you. It'll be very hard to find rest. It's not always easy, it's not always fun, but one of the pros of honesty and integrity is that you don't have to worry about keeping the lie going. When you do what's right, always, you don't have to worry about anyone coming after you. I am going to stop it there. And I am going to do an extended for this one. If I didn't scare you away, if this message wasn't too triggering, then the link to the extended will be in the description box. I really want you guys to have this one because I think it's a time-sensitive read. I actually did the first part last night, and I'm doing the second part today, the day after. So I'm gonna post this one around, I'm gonna try to have it up by 7:30, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and give me until the end of day to get the extended posted over to Patreon. You know, and Patreon is something that is subscription based, so if you're not really comfortable with you know, if you don't have room for another subscription right now, you have my permission. I promise I won't get upset if you just join to watch this extended, and then if you want to cancel, no hard feelings. I won't take that personally. If this reading helped you, if you feel as though this resonated, if it got you to think about things a little bit differently, or see a situation from a different perspective, hit that like button and subscribe if you feel inclined to. Liking it will increase the likelihood that it will be recommended to someone else that it could help. If you didn't already know, I love you. God bless you. Best of luck with this energy, and I'll see you around.